Hi students, let us continue with the subject database management system. Coming to the next topic in the subject, that is a structured query language commands. So in the previous video I explained about what are the aggregate functions that are used in the structured query language. Now let us see the different commands that are used in the query language. Actually, some of the commands like create, select, insert, update, delete and drop. So these commands, etc. These commands can be classified based on their nature. Means in what type of language we are using. So based on the nature we can create the table, means that based completely on the user requirement. So different languages that are used in the SQL commands are the DDL, means D for data, D for definition, L for language. DDL commands means data definition language. Next, DML commands data manipulation, M for manipulation, L for language. And the next, DCL data control, C for control, L for language. So complete structured query language commands divided into these three types. So data definition language, data manipulation language and data control language. Let us see one by one. So the first we'll take the introduction of the data definition language. So what is the main use of this data definition language? So this data definition language, it is used for defining. So the name itself is saying data definition. So a definition will be present in that. So it is used for defining and modifying the data and its structure. So the main use of the commands that are used in the data definition language are used to defining and modifying the data as well as its structure. Okay, structure. And also it is used to build, let me write, it is also used to build and modify the structure, of your tables, whatever the tables you are creating, so that will be modified, and also other objects will be modified, other objects in database. So the main use of the data definition language is whatever the commands that are the SQL commands are used in the data definition language are used to defining and modifying the data as well as the complete structure of the commands. So let us see what are the commands that are used in the data definition language. Commands used in the data definition language. So those are, first one, create, second, drop, third, alter, fourth, rename, fifth, truncate. So these 5 commands, you call it as a data definition language. Why we call only these 5 commands as data definition? Because this create, drop, alter, rename, truncate, these commands are used for defining So create is used to defining the table and modifying the data and its structure. So modifying the data and structures will be done by the drop, alter, rename and truncate. So these are commands used to modify and defining the data and its structures in the table. So these commands you call it as a data definition language commands. So data definition language has predefined syntax for describing the data. So let us discuss one by one command. Create command. So what is the use of the create command? What is the syntax for this? Let us see. It is used to creating objects in the database. So it creates the objects in the database, means it is creating the fields in the database, records in the database, and also it creates a new table. So in the existing table it is used to add the objects, and at the same time it also creates a new table in the database. So let's write the syntax for this create command. So what is the syntax for this? Create table. So here you have to write the table name, the relational name, whatever you want, you write the table name, and it's braces, curly braces. So for creating you have to write everything, the definition, means this is a data definition language, everything, the definition within the braces, just like a function. Column name 1, data type, comma, column name 2, data type, up to column name and data type, close the braces, semicolon, just like a class. So this is a create command, the syntax for the create command. Now let us see the example for this. So create, so table, the table name here I am writing employee. Employee is a table. I am creating the fields in the table, means attributes, employee ID and the data type. A column name 1, that is the first field, is the employee ID, and the data type here I am using int, because only the integer values you can enter for the employee ID, like 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, like that. Only the values that should be integers. E-name, employee name should be a character. So always the name should be a character. Age, age is integer. And coming to city character, I am mentioning the size of, means up to 25 characters you can enter the name of a city. And coming to the phone number should be varchar. And close the create table. So this is how to create a table. So whenever I entered this structured command language, means whenever I entered this command, whenever I create this command, the table that it is created is, the table name is the employee is the table name. So the fields, the first column name is the employee ID. A structure is created in the database with the table name employee. The second field is e-name, and third field is age, city and the phone number. So these are the fields. Only the table was created, not the values that values are not inserted in the tables. Only here I created a table with these fields, total 5 fields. So this is a structure that is present in the database. So whenever I return this command. So this is about the create command. Next, coming to the drop. So what is the syntax for the drop command? So drop is one of the data definition language. Drop command. It allows to remove entire database objects from the database. So it removes the entire database objects, whatever the objects we created, what are the fields that I created there, that will be removed. So the table will be exist, but the fields will be removed. So it removes the entire database objects from the database. And it also deletes a table. It also deletes the table, index or view also completely. Whenever I use the drop, it completely deletes the table and the fields, whatever it present, and the index or view, everything will be deleted. Now let us see the syntax for this. Just you have to write drop table name. So whenever you write this, the table will be dropped, or you can drop the database also. Drop database, that is the database name you have to write. So this will be the syntax. And coming to the example. So whatever I created the employee table previously, drop table employee. So before dropping, you have to create the table. If the table is not there, this syntax will be getting error. So drop table employee. So the table will be dropped, or else drop database employee. So complete database will be dropped, or else a particular table in that database employee will be dropped. Okay, the table name and the database name may be same. So drop table name or drop database employee. So if you want to remove, individual records, then if you want to remove an individual record in each table, then you can use delete command. Not for complete table dropping. If you want to delete only particular record in the table, if you want to remove individual records in a table, this complete one individual record and this is another individual record. So if you want to remove individual records, then use delete command of the data manipulation language statement. Okay, so this is about the drop command. So in the next video, I will explain the remaining commands of the data definition language. Thank you.